Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. All right, so another flyweight bout at UFC 306, Noche UFC, brought to you by Riyadh Season. I'm a promoter, right? I'm a promoter. I'm just like,
I love the voice change.
Yeah. You know, I gotta get my, stripper DJ voice. Come to the stage, lazy boy. Like, that sounded
God.
super gay, right? And the Jamaican sensation.
Bro, do fight
Get
names
your
just
dollar
sound like
bills.
stripper names?
They do.
They do,
They
right?
all do. They all sound like stripper names. Seriously, like, why would you not? Like, the Jamaican sensation, that is a stripper
Yeah,
name.
that's a stripper name
And
for
Lazy
sure.
Boy is a stripper name. It's
Yeah.
gotta be, right?
It's
Like,
gotta be, yeah.
Okay, so, well, yeah.
we can do a deep dive on that later.
Exactly. We'll go through, like, the best stripper nicknames for fighters. But, yeah, Ronaldo Rodriguez, a.k.a. Lazy Boy, versus Ode Osbourne, the Jamaican sensation. Let's look at Ronaldo and break him down a little bit. He is representing Mexico, and he's on a 6-fight win streak, 25 years old, 7 wins by knockout, 5 wins by submission, 3 wins by decision, 2 losses. He has 2 losses. They are by decision. He has never been finished in a fight. He has 1 disqualification win as well. He fought in the Contender Series and lost, but still got a contract after that on short notice in his last fight in February, and got a finish in the second round, rear naked choke. So he's back around a 7th month turnaround. He is 1-0 in the UFC. Yeah, interesting character, man. Not much we know about him, but like, there is a little bit of hype behind him since he is young and from Mexico, and he finishes fights. His opponent, Ode Osbourne, he's kind of become an OG in the flyweight division. He has fought many dudes, and we'll talk about that. He is 12-7, 32 years old. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, and representing Jamaica, fighting out of Las Vegas. 4 wins by knockout, 5 wins by submission, and 3 wins by decision. He's been knocked out twice and submitted 4 times, and only lost once by decision. 4-5 in the UFC. Won his Contender Series fight. It's becoming a common theme that a lot of these fighters are fighting on contenders and becoming becoming a mainstay in the division. So Contender Series, a good thing. It gives like they said, is the toughest job interview you can have, and it definitely is. Jamaican sensation, he's on a 2-fight losing streak, been finished twice by rear naked choke. His
Back to back.
back to back, and it's not going really good. This might be a make or break.
This is a bit make or break
situation for
even the Charles Johnson win was a split, and
Yeah.
before that was the Tyson knockout.
Yeah, and but he's fought some really good dudes, like you
Yeah.
just mentioned, Tyson Nam,
Yeah,
Charles
Charles
Johnson, Manel Kopp.
Yeah.
CJ Vergara is a real good fighter as well.
Exactly.
And you beat him. Jerome Rivera, who was a pretty legit striker, knocked him out in 26 seconds.
Yeah.
Brian Keller, he fought him in his UFC debut, lost by submission.
Guillotine.
So, like, one thing about the sensation, the Jamaican sensation, is that he comes to fight. Like, either he's finished most of the time or he finishes fights. He's very dynamic. Lazy Boy, he's more of unknown compared to Ode, because Ode's been around for a long time. And I remember interviewing Ode when he was training in Milwaukee, like ahead of the Contender Series, and fighting out of I believe it was I forgot the name of the gym. But there's still UFC fighters that train out of there. But then he moved to Las Vegas, and and kind of found his home over there. You have an interesting perspective, because you've trained with both guys extensively. Could you say?
I trained more with Ode, so I trained quite a bit with Ode for a time, and then I've just had a couple rounds with Lazy Boy. Like it wasn't anything too extensive. He was out here for a little while, but it was right when I came. So maybe like the first 2 months we got a couple rounds. He had injured his hand in a Muay Thai fight, and so he took some time off after that. So, but it is an interesting perspective just because I've trained with both of them. O'Day is potentially one of the most athletic guys I've ever trained with, and it's just super interesting because he's just able to switch on. He's able to explode out of positions that half the time I'm like, man, how do you do that? This is bullshit. You know, like I'll have like technical like control, and then suddenly it's just like, and I'm like, thanks, man. Like, fuck this. But at the same time, like, Lazy Boy's good, man. He can scrap. He likes to scrap. He likes to get in there. He can take shots, and even though he's good at scrapping and his striking is quite good, he working with Capetillo at the minute, who I also had worked with in Vegas.
For striking?
Yeah, with Cynthia. Mm-hmm. Even though he's kind of almost showing his striking a little bit more, his grappling is very good. I believe they're both purple belts, and I mean, Lazy Boy has good grappling. If anything, he always says that that's his, like he had said that was his background was grappling, despite the fact that he seems to be showing so much more striking lately. Mm-hmm. So it is going to be really interesting. This is make or break for O'Day, and it can go either way. The thing is that because Lazy Boy likes to scrap and he does get hit when he fights, I think O'Day could take advantage of that if he's like smart about it. Whether it be staying on the outside and picking his shots and finding a moment to capitalize and just kind of pick and poke apart. But it's hard, man. Like, Lazy Boy's younger. He's got the confidence of a huge win streak. He's finishing guys, and he finished his last opponent the same way O'Day has lost in his last 2 fights. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be really hard, right? Like a mental thing for O'Day, in my opinion. So it's hard for me to go against Lazy Boy in this one, because I feel like both of these guys go in to finish fights, but O'Day has gotten finished a whole lot more. So
yeah, he's a risk taker, right?
Yeah,
he takes risks, and sometimes you see it in him, like, dude, he doesn't have much left in the tank, and then he just goes all out, and then you're taking your chances. Interesting fact is that Lazy Boy, he lost his Contender Series fight against Jerome Rivera, who O'Day Osbourne knocked out in 26 seconds. So you could read into that as much as you want.
That's MMA math.
That's MMA math.
Yeah.
I see this when you look at the tail of the tape, right? And O'Day is he's the underdog in this fight, and Lazy Boy is the favorite according to Tapology. He's 7 years younger. The height difference is not much; it's only an inch, but the reach difference is 8
huge.
inches, dude.
Yeah,
this is what I see. I see O'Day going in there and getting a knockout, or Lazy Boy going in there and getting a submission. I don't think this fight goes to the judges, and I think Lazy Boy will engage in the striking, but he's gonna mix in the grappling.
Yeah,
and that's what might get O'Day tired. Might get O'Day lowering his hands more. Because like you said, he's very explosive.
Yeah,
and if he explodes too many times too early on, he's gonna get tired, man, and Lazy Boy's gonna take over, and then next there's a rear naked choke on his neck, and it's over.
And that's what I see. Honestly, like I see, I kind of see O'Day doing good, picking and poking, and potentially even hurting Lazy Boy, but I think Lazy Boy's either gonna get a takedown or drop him, and then it's gonna lead to a submission. That's just the way that I kind of see it going.
Is he still training at Syndicate, O'Day?
No, he left Syndicate.
Where is he at now?
He's been training at the PI. I think at one point.
He was with the Black Cobra. What's his name?
Dewey.
Yeah, Dewey. He was with Dewey. He did leave Syndicate. He went to Dewey.
Yeah,
He's not with Dewey anymore.
Yeah,
A
so
lot
his
of movement.
yeah his last fight with Syndicate was Tyson Nam.
Okay.
And then he left Syndicate after that, so that was quite a bit ago actually. Now that I look at the date, and then yeah, so with Dewey he was with Johnson. I don't know if he was with Dewey for the last two,
Yeah.
but he was training with Alex Perez
Okay.
for his.
So they got
this
their
one.
own like kind of little crew that they have.
Yeah, they got their
for
crew
the
at
team.
the PI and everything. So
Yeah, Las Vegas is it? What Lazy Boy? What team is he from? Do you know? Do you remember?
So I see that he's training at Extreme and Capetillo's. So
Okay.
Capetillo is a pure boxing gym, very good boxing, and then Extreme is, you know, I never trained at Extreme. From what I hear, it's like very good, but there's like a lot of coaches and there's a lot of groups and everything. There's no easy rounds, and everyone is like high level, but I don't think they kind of take the whole team approach. They take it like
Group approach.
group
Well,
approach.
super champs, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
basically.
what super camps is.
Yeah.
American top team and stuff like
Exactly.
that.
So it's such a big gym and everything. So I don't even know the guys that he's necessarily training with at Extreme. I just see that he's training there. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, very interesting dynamic of like both of them being in Vegas around this like similar people. Even though you
they're
don't
gonna be-
train with somebody, you can still talk to other people.
Oh,
that,
man,
you know,
like,
train
it's-
with whoever. You know, there's people are talking.
When I was in Vegas,
obvious.
man, it's all incestuous.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like
There's no
everybody's
like,
trained with everybody. Everyone's like whispering, well, they're doing this or whatever, and it's just like
I could just see the drama that unfolds between that. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of people think like just because you're on the same team and like you guys are like the same weight that you guys are friends like fighters. It's dude, there's fighters that are on the same team that train together but they have no contact outside of their camp.
I've been matched up with guys that are training at Bangtao.
Yeah.
It just like the fights fell through. But there are guys that right now that I was matched up with previously, and they didn't want to fight me.
That's weird. No, but I'm saying like at the team.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like anytime you're in a big gym, you're going to run into somebody in your same weight class, and that person, whether they're part of your team now or not, they're always a potential like opponent. You know, that's just like the name of the game, and especially at flyweight. Flyweight is not a big division. Like globally, it's not a big division. So, like you're gonna end up meeting these guys at some point, one way or another.
But I think a lot of like people that watch the sport, they think like they have this thought, like they think it's a fact that if you're on the same team, you train together, that you guys are friends, and that's there. Yes, there are fighters like that.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of fighters that are just kind of like to themselves.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like they don't really like hang out with other people around outside the gym. They have their own little different people.
Yeah, even something that also people need to think about is the whole idea that there has to be animosity between people when they fight and stuff. Like, man, someone could be my best friend. If anything, most of the time they are some of my closest friends that I'm like going the hardest with because like there is no animosity. This is business. This is work, right? And because of that, like I wouldn't turn down a fight against a close friend, and I'd still be able to go out there and everything because at the end of the day, that's the job, right? So, yeah, I don't always get that mindset, but I think it's a non-competitor's mindset a lot of the time.